Welcome to episode 116 of Drew's Sports Crew here on this Monday, Memorial Day here, May 29th. And again, before I start here, I just want to take a moment here and remember and honor our heroes on this Memorial Day. But it's great to have you all join me here on this Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. And again, remembering honoring our heroes here. But looking at it, we have a lot to talk about, today regarding, again, we have the Bucks. We have the Bucks head coaching spot. I want to just touch on, and again, with it being Memorial Day, as I mentioned, I want to keep this episode condensed, keep it, thorough. So when we're going through these things, right, first and foremost, I know I've mentioned we'll touch on the Bucks though a little bit is what I was saying, but looking at WIA playoff brackets, we're going to kind of touch through those, go through some of those matchups. Got to talk about Brewers week 10, kind of my prediction, what I'm looking at. And we'll talk a little bit about week 9, but we'll more focus on week 10 on this one. Again, respecting time here today. And then lastly, again, we're going to go through the Milwaukee Bucks, talk about that, keep that brief. But first, got some quick announcements. Again, Fantasia Sports. If anyone's interested, I do have, again, thank you to Fantasia for all they do. And again, Scott is phenomenal. I've had him on the show before, but he actually reached out today. He wants to support you all, right? Thank you all for listening here. And he wants to give out some free codes for Fantasia Picks, their exclusive beta. So if anyone's interested, just feel free to reach out at Drew Sports Crew. I'll get you connected. I'll get you a free code. I'll also get you a prop. A free player prop is what it sounds like. So again, reach out at Drew Sports Crew. We'll take care of you there. So it's again, thank you to all you listeners, right? Make that possible. So want to get that out of the way. And then also episode journey mailing coming your way later this week. So keep that in mind. Then also we'll be previewing a slate of baseball Saturday morning. I got you on that. Otherwise, those are the main announcements. You know the drill. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Drew Sports Crew. Drew Sports Crew on YouTube, right? And Facebook. So let's get in here right away. We're going to start. We'll start with the WIA, talk about what's going on with softball, baseball, and girls soccer. So to start, we're going to roll. We'll roll with baseball. We'll start there. We talked about how it's interesting how Chilton ends up in different divisions for softball and baseball, respectively. So we'll go first. We'll start in Division 3. Right, we'll go there, and we'll talk about what's going on, and then we'll work our way up to D2. So in Division 3, right, we're the 1 and 2 side. So we're in Sectional 2, right? I mentioned it, like everything's in Sectional 2 in the bottom right, like for EWC primarily as well. So to start, we had some games last Thursday. And then tomorrow, we're going to have some more games coming up here. And with that, we're looking at some matchups that I'll talk about how we got to those. So we talked about Lord's Academy, this co-op and they squared off against New Holstein. New Holstein ended up getting the job done there, 7-1. That was the 8 versus 9 matchup. New Holstein is going to play number 1 Kewanee coming your way tomorrow night. Next up, we had Roncalli and Mishicot, the 13 versus 4 game. In this one, we had Mishicot get the job done 8-7. So it was a close one. Number 4 Mishicot survives that one. Next up, we had Howard's Grove and Valor's square off. Valor's the 11, Howard's Grove the 6. We had Howard's Grove win that one 8-3. And now they will be playing number 3 Southern Door. Last game, not Chilton. I was getting ahead of myself. Brilliant and Omro. We had Brilliant beat number 10 Omro 6-3 in Brilliant. They will now be squaring off against number 2 Kiel. So those are your games Tuesday. Again, I'm going to repeat them. Number 7 Brilliant at number 2 Kiel. Number 6 Howard's Grove and number 3 Southern Door. The winner of each of those games respectively will play each other. Number 4 Mishicot and number 5 St. Mary Catholic are going to square off at Mishicot. Number 8 New Holstein then is going to travel to number 1 Kewanee. There you go. We'll go to D2 then talk about what's going on there. Chilton, they have their first matchup coming up here. They will be playing number 8 Wapaka, as number 8 Wapaka beats number 9 Sheboygan Falls 11-1. So keep that one in mind. Chilton Wapaka squaring off tomorrow night. Winner of that game is going to play number 5 Campbellsport or number 4 Fox Valley Lutheran. That game, both those games would be at Chilton wins. It's going to be there. Is what we're looking at. So there's your update. Last team, I missed one. Number 7 Freedom beat number 10 Two Rivers 3-2. So that game was actually in the top right of sectional 2 in Division 2. So there's your baseball update. Now, there's some updates there, but we're waiting on some games tomorrow night. So again, next week episode, we'll have some more games to preview. Also want to point out background if you're watching on YouTube, right? Thank you to Isaac Ferguson, again, for helping out, getting a Brewers Christian Yelich jersey in the back. You see that? And then also, you see this jersey over here behind me as well. You see the Giannis Cream City jersey. Wanted to update with baseball. Also, I have a jersey then behind me as well on the side. If anyone wants to guess, you can go on at Drew Sports Crew. Let me know whose football jersey you think it is. It's number 21, right? I know. Don't think current players. Think a player, 8-9 years ago, right? Who was wearing 21 then? Right. So there you go. Keep that in mind. But anyways, let's keep moving. Division 3 side. Or we actually talked. We hit it on the nose here for baseball. Let's go to softball. Right, next up here. Softball, right, they're ahead of the game here. They're flying through their season. So we have a lot to talk about there. We'll start in Division 3 again, and then we'll work our way up. So in Division 3, again, Sectional 2, we look there. We're going to go to the bottom right. What's going on in this one? We actually have a lot to update on. So we knew New Holstein Valors were squaring off. We were a step behind, though. Or a step ahead, actually, of baseball, rather. So we'll talk about those games that took place on Thursday, May 25th. So what happened was, we actually have to talk about 2 games. We have to talk about Tuesday, May 23rd and Thursday, May 25th. So first set, we had Valders, New Holstein square off. New Holstein gets the job done, 10-0 in 6 innings. Then we had number 5, Kewanee versus number 4, Southern Door. 13-8 was that one. Number 4, Southern Door gets the job done. Then we have Mishicot and Brilliant square off at Mishicot. Mishicot wins 12-0 in 5. Then number 2, Chilton. Right, we talked about how dominant Chilton is. And then number 7, Keele square off. Chilton wins 10-0 in 5. So then we have 4 teams left in the bottom right. Right. And then number 3, Mishicot. Number 2, Chilton square off. And then number 1, New Holstein. Number 4, Southern Door. Some good ones. In this one, in upset fashion, this was a big win for this Mishicot team. Mishicot beats number 2 Chilton, right? And Chilton, we talked about, could be number 1 if they're in any other spot, it felt, in D3. Number 3 Mishicot wins 5-4. Credit Mishicot on that insane win there. Number 1 New Holstein then beats number 4 Southern Door 4-1. So that game now, number 1 New Holstein against number 3 Mishicot. That game will be held Tuesday, May 30th. That'll be held tomorrow at New Holstein, 5 o'clock first pitch. So there you go. If you want to see a really, really good softball game, head on over to New Holstein. That's exactly what will be going on there in softball. Going through looking at if there's some other games we need to monitor. Reedsville did beat number 3 Roncalli 6-4. They do win that one. And this is in D4, keep in mind. And then St. Mary Catholic ended up beating number 6 Reedsville. So number 2 St. Mary Catholic won that one. So just an update what's going on in D4. Lastly, we'll touch on what's going on in D2 in softball. And in that case, Two Rivers season already is over, and then Sheboygan Falls, their season is over. So I can tell you, number 4 Kelmraine Lutheran is playing number 2 Upon. So that's the section that represents the EWC teams in Division 2. So there's your update for softball and baseball. Let's go to girls soccer now. So girls soccer, we do have some updates there. We have some matchups finally, is really what we're looking for. The first round of soccer games takes place tomorrow night, Tuesday, May 30th. We'll just we'll give a D1 team some love here, right? Manitowoc Lincoln, representing right this area. If we're looking EWC, for the most part, at least Manitowoc teams, they number 16 Manitowoc Lincoln will be playing number 1 Divine Savior Holy Angels. That game is at 4:00 tomorrow. Then we'll go to Division 2. That's where we find some teams we know. Right, actually, it's more Division 3 is when we're getting to the EWC teams. But again, we have it's interesting how the soccer playoffs is done. It's very spread out as not every team has soccer in this case. But we go through and we find, because it's 16 team brackets, it's pretty intense. Plymouth gets the number 1 spot in sectional 2. And with that, I bring that up because they will play the winner of number 17 Two Rivers and number 16 Little Chute. So that game is tomorrow night. That's number 17 Two Rivers going to Little Chute to play number 16 Little Chute. So Sheboygan Falls, then they get the 6th seed. They're going to be playing tomorrow they're going to actually have that game Thursday. That will be June 1st against number 11 Denmark. So Sheboygan Falls, right? Number 6, playing host to number 11 Denmark. They will play the winner of number 3 Winneconne and number 14 Xavier. So there's your update in Division 3. We're going to go to Division 4, and that's where we're going to find Kiel. We're going to find Kiel at the 1 seed. And in Division 4, there are no games this Tuesday. They put them all on Thursday is the first round. It actually gets kind of rushed in the matter of Kiel, the 1 seed. They're going to play number 16 Clintonville Thursday at 4:30. They win that game. They're going to play the winner of number 9 Sevastopol Gibraltar and number 8 St. Mary Catholic. That game, if they win, right, the second round is going to be already on Saturday. So some quick games in there. Going through then, right? So number 16 Clintonville, they get 16 seed, and we'll go and we'll find some more EWC teams. Lords Academy and Valley Christian, this co-op team, they get the 2 seed. They're going to be playing number 15 Valders. That game again Thursday. Number 7, and the winner of that game is going to play number 7 Sturgeon Bay and number 10 New Holstein. So New Holstein gets the 10 seed, Valders the 15 seed. Roncalli gets the 14 seed. They're going to go to number 3 Howard's Grove. There, and then we have Sheboygan Lutheran, Sheboygan Christian. They get the 5. They're going to play number 12 Wrightstown. Otherwise, that actually accounts for the EWC teams in soccer. So there we go. Kiel gets the 1 seed in sectional 2, and they again are going to play the winner. If they win against number 16 Glenville, they're going to play the winner of Sevastopol Gibraltar and St. Mary Catholic, that game. And keep in mind that Sevastopol Gibraltar is a co-op team. So that's what I mean when I say that. So there's your updates again on girls soccer, softball, and baseball. Thank you to the WIA website for this bracket information. It's all available there. And I appreciate having those resources so I can talk about them, talk about these games to you, the listener. So thank you to the WIA on that. All right, let's go through the Brewers Prediction Challenge. Let's talk about what's going on. Still actually working on formulating an official prediction for this week. Just with the matchups, it's hard to say what exactly we're looking at, but my predictions were kind of off this week, kind of on. When I say that, I had them taking the Astro series. I didn't have going the way it went. I had the Brewers actually winning Monday, I believe, and that was not the case. They lose 12-2. Then they have back-to-back shutouts against the Astros, 6-0 and 4-0. I mean, credit the pitching. We're not going to talk about Monday's game, but rather let's talk about some of those good wins in this case. And we saw, right, the Brewers, it was Colin Ray Day, then that 6-0 win. And Owen Miller, right? I mean, talk about that. Talk about how great he's been. He's 3 for 4 in this one with a home run. I mean, Owen Miller, I'll I'll read the stats in a second, but he's been a force. Wednesday, the Julio Tehran day. Julio Tehran, a guy who we remember often with the Atlanta Braves. It's good to have him back in the big leagues. He's proven he belongs back in the big leagues. So that was an exciting win Wednesday as well. Another shutout against a really talented Astros offense. Willie Adames homers this day as well. Credit Adrian Hauser, right? 5 1/3 scoreless. That's kind of what we need. And then again, Owen Miller just stays hot. Adames homers again. That win, that's all you could ask for. And then this series for the Brewers, this 4-game against the Giants, they run into a hot Giants team, right? They get shut out Thursday. They score one run Friday, 1 run Saturday, and then they finally score 7 on Sunday. But again, our thoughts are with Willie Adames. We thankfully know it's not as serious as it looked, that foul ball on Friday. And it felt after that, just this avalanche, snowball effect was what we saw. I really think, Adames going down played a huge part in that. It looked like just the team was falling apart in that instance. Not much to talk about Friday. I mean, the offense shut out. Nothing good there. The 15-1 game. You ready to hear this? This is, stat of the week. Giants on Friday, my apologies, put up 15 runs. Okay, we know that. They put up 34 total bases compared to the Brewers' 4 total bases. That plus 30 total base mark is insane. So, plus 30 total bases, incredible. Brewers lose that one by 14. Rightfully so. If you have that kind of discrepancy in terms of total bases. Saturday, then, right? That was the Christian Yelich patriotic jersey day. In this one, right, we saw Corbin Burns pitch an absolute gem, but Logan Webb 11 strikeouts. Mitch Haniger hits a home run, and that was all they needed. Right, they needed that home run. That 2-run home run from Haniger was the difference. And again, the Giants win 3-1. So that was frustrating. But then Sunday, they go up 7-0, almost blow a 7-run lead as they win 7-5. I say almost because it got closer there. Of course, Williams comes in, 3 strikeouts, Airbender on fire, gets the job done. In that one, Colin Ray pitches well. I think that we know that line was misleading, him giving up 4 runs. He did give up runs, but it came at the end. So, and again, the Brewers at Memorial Day, right, today, they're in first place. It hasn't looked pretty so far this year, but they're in first place. Contreras gets a much needed home run on Sunday. Owen Miller 2 for 2, right? He's the thumbnail of this very own episode because of how dominant he has been. Right? We're pulling up, right? If you go to Baseball Reference, whatever stat website you want to use, you look at the team's stats. Look at the team leader in WAR. It's still actually, the trivia is there's 3 people tied, and then number 4 is Owen Miller. Owen Miller has a 1 WAR, being almost at the start of the year, I guess is what I'm saying, like a bench player, right? He really didn't have a role to start the year. There's this utility guy. Kind of got like the Mike Brosseau vibes from him. He's going to be playing once in a while. But he's been much more than that. He's been exactly what this offense needs, some sort of spark. And then also, right, I mean, Yelich having a 1.1 WAR is surprising. Tied for lead for the team, along with William Contreras and Devin Williams. We'll talk about how dominant Devin Williams has been as well. But Contreras, OPS plus of 106. He's a slightly above average offensively, but at the catcher spot, that's all you need. I mean, to be up here. Again, I want to talk about the good and then the bad. So Yelich, OPS plus of 105. Defense has been okay. It's been the arm that's been the big issue for Yelich, of course. But, he's at 7 home runs already, 24 RBIs. He's on a decent, 20-plus home run pace. And that's kind of what you ask for, from Yelich, bringing that power back. Here is Owen Miller's stats. 124 plate appearances. Okay. 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, 6 steals. Also, OPS plus of 141, OPS of 884. He leads the team in like all these categories offensively. So again, credit Owen Miller. It's been 4 home runs in this role, and then also the extra base hits, 9 doubles already. That's been key for this. He's actually leads the team in doubles. Fun fact. And then Rowdy already has 12 home runs, so we also love to see that. I wanted to go to the pitching, right? More of the good. Strzelecki has kind of gotten roughed up. We talked about ERA's over 3 now. After actually his FIP's over 3. Sorry, his ERA is actually over 4. Payams has still been doing very well. ERA 2.13. I want to talk about Devin Williams. ERA of 0.54 so far in 16 2/3 innings. He has 1 earned run, 22 strikeouts. So that's been the dominant part from Williams so far. His hits per 9 of 3.8. Come on. Williams has all-star all over him so far. Corbin Burns, that good outing was needed. Right now, he still is averaging below a strikeout an inning. He's at 63 2/3 innings pitched, and he's only 59 strikeouts. It's kind of not what we expect from Burns. But also, his ERA is at 3.68. His FIP, fielding independent pitching, 4.54. So right now, an ERA estimator of this sense is almost saying he's overperforming. Which for Corbin Burns, it's like 3.68 ERA. He must be underperforming, which he could be. Monitoring that. Lauer and Miley still in the IL. Waiting for updates. Good news on them. I'm really worried about Eric Lauer. I've talked about it. The velocity's way down. Home runs. He's already given up 13 home runs this year. That's a lot. He's on pace to give up a lot of home runs, almost 30 plus for sure. So those concerns are mainly what I'm talking about. But like on the batting side, right now it's Jesse Winker. It's hard to keep giving this guy at bats. You were thinking you were getting something, the Cincinnati level Winker, batting average 204, right? OPS of 546, OPS plus of 54. It's been hard to watch him, and then also Tyrone Taylor. I don't think there might be, when Urias comes back, one of these guys needs to get sent down. Weimer's batting 191. We have currently in the lineup, right? There are 3 guys who are not. Also Terang's down to 218 already. He's already cooled off a lot. We probably have 4 guys in the lineup who are batting. I'm telling you this right now. We have 4 guys in the lineup. Adames has had a rough start, but really there's 4 main guys who are batting below average, like below league average right now, who based on a replacement level should be replaced. And again, that's Taylor, Winker, Terang, and again, Weimer. I'm saying offensively, right? I love what these guys bring to the table. I think Terang defensively, right? Terang's obviously going to stay on the team. Right? It'd be silly, just the impact he makes, without the bat. But then when I bring up, right, guys like Taylor defensively has been phenomenal. Winker hasn't brought much to the table. He's been hurt as well. Adames' OPS is actually below league average, but Adames is a proven major league hitter where there's almost that level where you don't worry about that. So just keeping all that in mind is what I'm looking at. But certainly, right, it's unfortunate Garrett Mitchell, his injury, right, that's a huge blow to this team. It's showing right now again. Mitchell is actually still 0.7 WAR. So he actually sells a higher WAR than Corbin Burns, fun fact. But we need Urias back, Luis Urias. We need Ruff to get going. 250 batting average, still lefty specialist. And then we need Mike Purcell, OPS plus of 92. We need him to step it up. Voigt's going to be coming back. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him. And Owen Miller, he's got a nice spot on that. And we got to keep him going and keep him in the lineup still. Again, my Brew Prediction Challenge will be up tomorrow morning. I'll have it up so you can kind of preview this week. But for those listening, we'll go just quickly through the matchups. I won't give a final record actually in this one. So going through it, we have Toronto. So we're off today on Memorial Day. We have Toronto at Toronto for 3 games. So again, it's Tuesday, May 30th, 6:07 p.m. first pitch in Toronto, 6:07 on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, 12:07 first pitch. Then we go to Friday. We have Lou Gehrig Day, right? And that game is on Apple TV Plus. I know, 4:10 p.m. And I'm sorry if you all are not able to watch it. I know it's unfortunate. I totally agree. 3:10 on Saturday. That's on Bally, though. Don't worry. Then on Sunday, 12:40. But then we also have, which I'll talk about. It's a weird 4-game set. It's Friday through Monday. I'll talk about it. That game Sunday night. We'll talk about that. So I got you covered on that. Otherwise, again, I wanted to kind of touch on the Bucks head coaching spot, but I also wanted to keep it kind of brief because I want to make sure we get more of official announcement, press conference, and such. So right now, Adrian Griffin looks like he is going to be the guy. The Bucks are going to hire him, and just kind of going a little bit background on Griffin. I won't really share a lot of my thoughts, but long story short, I like the hire. Right? I think it was a great hire for the Bucks. They're hiring again. It's Adrian Griffin, who is again the assistant for the Toronto Raptors, or was the assistant for the Toronto Raptors, I should say. And in this case, again, he played, right? He also has a playing career as well, which is a part, right? Relevant, right? He's a former player. But then lastly, the big thing was he started his career as an assistant for the Bucks in 2008 to 2010, Bucks assistant. And then he moved. This is just kind of like his experience, right? 2010 to 2015, he was the Bulls assistant. Or he was an assistant. He was the assistant. There's multiple. 2015 to 2016, he was an assistant for the Magic. And 16 to 18 for the Thunder. 18 to present for the Raptors. So Raptors assistant. You figure there might be something with the Raptors coaching tree, that one of those guys was going to get a shot, right? A guy, right, coming from Nurse. Figure there's going to be a guy who got a shot. In this case, Adrian Griffin. Congratulations on that spot. He's only 48 years old. He also went to Seton Hall, so some Big East there. Marquette fans, right there you go. So there you go. Congratulations to Adrian Griffin on that. Anyways, that's all I had here, today on episode 116. Again, enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. And again, remember those, right, and honor those who have served and who still serve. So again, that's going to wrap it up here for myself, Drew Skyberg, here on this Monday afternoon. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Drew's Sports Crew, the perfect podcast for you.